Welcome back to this YouTube channel. My name is Salvador Briggman. This is a Crowdfunding Demystified YouTube channel, and today we're talking about the pros and the cons of crowdfunding. In other words, should you use crowdfunding? Is it something you should tap into this year? And also, what are some of the drawbacks and the costs that come with it? We're covering all of that today on today's YouTube video. It's so cool to me the way that crowdfunding has grown in the last several years. I got into the industry in 2012. I've seen it grow a ton. I've seen it change a lot. And it's really been just, I think, inspirational and transformative. All the really neat and cool products that have come out of crowdfunding. And you see so many different categories. You see different things like board games. You see different things like cool technology gadgets. You see fashion items, apparel, even plays and theater projects. So it's really inspiring to me. But I do think that there are some clear-cut things when it comes to the actual benefits and the actual drawbacks. So that's what I want to cover here today. So we're going to get a list going here of some of the pros and some of the cons. As you're doing this, I want you to think about how this applies to your individual situation. And the different projects that you've seen on Kickstarter, because I'm sure you've browsed Kickstarter projects or Indiegogo projects, or even crowdfunding campaigns on GoFundMe, and you might have an idea of how crowdfunding works. So sort of assimilate this into your existing knowledge base. The first pro that I see, and this is usually for hardware products, or you have a physical product that you're going to create and you need a minimum order quantity to hit to sort of create a whole batch of these products and ship it out to someone, is that you get the initial funding. Now, the initial funding, again, this is for a minimum order quantity. If you're having to go out there to the manufacturer and say, we need 1,000 of these widgets in order to order this and then ship this out to people. With Kickstarter, with Indiegogo, you get the initial funding that you need in order to meet that minimum order quantity. So for example, you raise $10,000 or $100,000 or $1 million on Kickstarter. You then take that money, you then pay the manufacturer, you do the initial order, and then eventually you're able to ship out those prototypes or those products to those backers, the people that are actually supporting your campaign. So that's pretty cool, I think, having that initial funding. Now, there are other ways in order to get funding. I have other videos out there on ways to finance a startup company. Like you could take out a loan, you could seek out other investors, you could put your own money into the company in order to sort of have that initial production run funding. But this has been sort of a tried and true method using crowdfunding in order to fund that initial production run. So I would say is the first pro. Another massive pro when it comes to more physical products is that you get validation. Validation is crucial with any new company. Validation, very simply, is you have verified that this problem matters to other people out there. This isn't just a crazy idea you have in your head. There are tangibly people out there who experience the problem that your product solves, and they're willing to pay you for the solution. They're willing to hand over $25 or $50 for the product that you've created that solves their problem. This is validation. Now, every good business out there, every long-lasting business went through a period of validation where their founders basically said, is this something that the consumers want to exist in the world? Is this something that has demand? With a crowdfunding campaign, you can very clearly see that you have hundreds of people or thousands of people out there that are actually willing to give you their hard-earned dollars and support the creation of this product. And that is literally like golden when it comes to validation. And you can do a lot with that. It can tell you you're not wasting your time. You should pursue this business idea. You can actually take that validation to other investors out there. You can say, hey, look at all these people, look at all these orders that we've gotten. This business idea has legs, and you can get investment off of that. Or it could just be simply that you then are going to spend the time to create more products in this industry and to service those customers and create new products, and you're going to have a business based off of this validation. The third, I would say, major benefit that kind of actually is not on a lot of people's radars when it comes to crowdfunding is media exposure. Media exposure. I can't tell you the number of people that have approached me that simply want to do a crowdfunding campaign for the media exposure of it, because they want to get attention from the press, because they want to get attention within the actual niche that their business is. They literally just want a big splash and have everyone writing about them, to have people talking about them, to have some accolades there. This is incredible for media exposure because not only are you racking in the funding, you're getting more and more people supporting the project, it's sort of starting to trend well on Kickstarter. That is a story in the eyes of the media. Therefore, they're going to want to write about it. You're going to talk about this phenomenon where it's being shared online on different social media sites. So I think crowdfunding has a really good benefit for media exposure, but that is also a double-edged sword. So on the one hand, that's great for building a brand. That's great for getting your name out there. That's great for just getting the word out there about the product. On the flip side, it also invites competition, my friends. It also invites copycats out there who maybe want a slice of the pie which you've discovered or unearthed. You discovered this whole new demand and validation. You're getting funding, you're getting exposure. Now maybe you might invite other competitors. So it's kind of a double-edged sword there. Now, before we get into two of the other elements that I want to talk about when it comes to the pros with crowdfunding, let's talk a little bit about some of the cons here. So the biggest con that I see are your obligations. Now, money is not free. Obligations. Money is not free. Whenever money exchanges hands, there's always some kind of obligation there, or there's always something that people are expecting. So like if I go down to the dry cleaner and I give them money, I'm expecting a service. When people give you money with crowdfunding on Kickstarter or Indiegogo, they are expecting that you're going to ship out those products or ship out those rewards eventually, and they're going to be able to open their door, get the package, try out this product, talk about it with their friends, and really experience all the benefits that you're promising in your pitch video. The obligations that come with crowdfunding sometimes can lead to a little bit of a sticky situation. So if you haven't fully thought through how you're actually going to manufacture this product, or how you're going to get this product out there and ship it out there to thousands of people, or the logistics of that, of international shipping, then you might end up not meeting your obligations and you have a lot of angry backers. We've seen this in the news where you have these campaigns that have incredible promises, amazing videos or renderings and such, but they're not able to fulfill those promises and actually deliver on the product, or when people get the product, it's really not that great. So you have to be aware that while you are getting initial funding, instant funding for your business, at the same time, that money comes with obligations, and you are going to have to ship out this product to your actual backers. Another, I would say, a major drawback that I see with crowdfunding is that initially, when I was getting started, in 2012, in 2011, you could literally just like throw up a campaign and you could start to get some funding. You see some really cool campaigns. You go back in the history of crowdfunding, like the potato salad campaign, which raised $50,000 on Indiegogo for this guy literally to on Kickstarter, literally just to make potato salad. And it's kind of like a joke. That's crazy. Someone can raise $50,000 just to make potato salad, but that's kind of how it was. Nowadays, you actually have to invest money in your campaign. You have to invest time. So this, we'll say, is investment. This is a con that comes with crowdfunding. You have to think about this. If you want to get access to that validation, if you want to actually experience this, sort of the ante up in order to get into that poker game, is you have to create a high quality pitch video. You have to think about the structure of your campaign. How are you going to tell the story? How are you going to do this with really cool graphics and GIFs and images? What kind of rewards are you going to offer to people? Are you going to build an email list? Are you going to do pre-launch? Nowadays doing Facebook ads, etc. There is an initial investment that comes with doing crowdfunding, but that pays off dramatically if you do it correctly and you surround yourself with the right people. This investment comes in terms of a little bit of headache and time actually putting together the campaign, thinking about how you're going to offer this thing, but also it comes from a monetary perspective of doing things like Facebook ads, doing things like ordering prototypes, maybe buying media, maybe doing other stuff like you're actually creating the video and you're hiring a video videographer or a professional agency to do that. There is an initial upfront investment, and that unfortunately is the reality. If you're looking to raise, I would say like $500,000, $200,000 or $1 million, you're definitely going to need an investment there. If you're doing lower amounts like 50K or something like that, you might not need as much of an investment. You might have more organic reach there. The third con or drawback that I see with crowdfunding is on the flip side of media exposure, you invite copycats, you threaten IP, and really just this thing is public. When you're doing a crowdfunding campaign, by its very nature, it is a public campaign. It can be shared, it can go viral on Reddit, you can have people on Facebook talking about this, and you can have other entrepreneurs or business owners out there basically say, hey, this guy is getting so much attention, this guy is getting a lot of funding, let's do the exact same thing. I don't see any patents in my country for this. He's maybe in the United States, but I'm in China or I'm in this other country. Let's reverse engineer this. create this product and offer it in the marketplace, or let's try and do this cheaper, quicker, and faster and offer this same product. And unfortunately, that's kind of the reality of entrepreneurship. If you build a great brand, it's hard obviously for people to rip you off in that way, but at the same time, that is the reality of doing online business. You are going to invite copycats and people out there that want to get their hands or want to get a slice of the pie. The fourth massive benefit that I see with crowdfunding is that you get access to a tribe of people. This tribe, you can call this customers, you can call this followers, you can put any name you want on this tribe, but basically these are people that are bought into you and your vision. They're people that are supporting you with their hard-earned dollars. They're people that are buying your products, and they're going to want to hear about other products that you're launching in the future. Every business has a rock solid foundation of customers that experience the problem and that believe that business can create the products that are going to solve that problem. Every killer business out there has fanatics or fans or people that regularly buy their products and look for the brand name. This is a great way to actually assemble a tribe of people around you who are going to be following your profile on Kickstarter, who are going to be following new launches that you have, and will also get on your newsletter and hear about maybe some other products you have coming out. So this is kind of like, if you're thinking about business 101, you're naturally going to have to go out there and actually build a tribe. You're naturally going to have to do a product launch if you're doing it on your own website or you're just doing it in the old school way. But when it comes to crowdfunding, this is sort of built into the whole process. The actual campaign is a launch that you're structuring. You are going to gain access to the contact information of the customers. So this naturally is a big pro with crowdfunding, is that you're getting access to a tribe of people. The final big pro that I want to say here with crowdfunding is that crowdfunding is kind of like a reservoir. You know, it's really cool in that way that you can actually do multiple campaigns. You can come back to the marketplace of Indiegogo or Kickstarter and you can do multiple projects. And I've had people on my podcast who have done 20 projects for different board games on Kickstarter. So it's repeatable. This is repeatable. And the cool thing also is that when you learn these skill sets, the things that I teach on this YouTube channel, the things I teach with my books and my courses, etc., you can actually continue to apply these skills of putting together a pitch video, of doing a pre-launch, of putting together a good campaign page, understanding how Kickstarter works or Indiegogo works. You can repeat this and you can go through this process again in 5 months time, 4 months time, and you can actually do another successful raise with crowdfunding. So it's not like you just do this once and you're done. You can actually continue to come back to the marketplace and continue to grow your brand there and continue to get funding and validation for new products, new segments, etc. In my opinion, one of the drawbacks of crowdfunding, but also kind of a drawback with business itself, entrepreneurship itself, or doing a startup itself, you have to wear a lot of different hats and there are a lot of things to master. So it can be a bit overwhelming for anyone out there. We're only as good as the people that we surround ourselves with. You have to build a team of people that can help you with things like marketing, video editing, creating that video, creating and manufacturing the product, getting that out there to people. You probably are good at one of these jobs, but likely you're not good at all of them. I'm good at some things, but I'm not good at everything. So it can seem a little bit overwhelming that you have to do all this stuff. Like you have to do a pre-launch, you have to build an email list, you have to get the word out there, you have to learn how to pitch media, you have to create this product, you have to test it. Like there's a lot that goes into it, and that's because business is a team sport. Now, don't get me wrong, I've seen tons of product creators out there that are solo creators and they run a very successful campaign, but it's so much easier when you have a team of people around you that are invested in this vision and are willing to help you. And that could even be the form of people like coaches like myself that walk you through step by step when it comes to this process, or it could be other agencies that are helping you. Having people around you that are invested in your success is going to make this feel a lot less overwhelming. And making that initial investment in your campaign, that's a surefire way to have a high quality project. The last con that I'm going to mention on this video when it comes to crowdfunding is that how long will crowdfunding last? I don't know, man. My intuition tells me that crowdfunding is probably going to last for the next 5 to 10 years, but who knows beyond that? I've been in the industry again for like 6 to 7 years. I've seen it develop and grow, seen it mature, and there's continual demand for new projects and new cool stuff, but it's definitely become much more sophisticated. Who knows how long this is going to last? Who knows how long you're going to be able to get all of these benefits. It's almost like remarkable to me that crowdfunding hasn't existed before. It's sort of this new phenomenon that came about in 2010, 2011. So the question is, how long is this going to last? And we don't know. So if you are at all on the fence, I urge you, have some urgency behind this goal or this vision. Get started today, because maybe tapping into that crowd, maybe getting the funding, maybe those benefits are not going to last. And I don't know for how long it's going to be this easy to launch a crowdfunding campaign. So I urge you, go and check out some of my other videos out there on YouTube. If you haven't yet, pick up a copy of my book, The Kickstarter Launch Formula. I also have a Udemy course out there on that. Get in one of my newsletters, but just become a little bit more educated and decide, is this something for you? And if it is, if this is something you want to do this year, get serious about it, man. Reach out to me, do a coaching session, and we can get everything squared away and make sure that this is going to be a year that literally transforms your life. Again, my name is Salvador Briggman. Hope you liked this video. Take a second to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, tell your friends, leave a comment, all the regular stuff. It would mean so much to me, though, if you could take a second to subscribe to this channel, because I do put out content pretty regularly. I try to be really helpful with my content. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, my name is Sal, and I'll see you next time.